Hello and welcome to the Cutie Art Crusaders, episode 28 for January 8th, 2013. There we go. See, I got it that time, guys. Hey! Great. So,
Pat on the back.
So, anyways, this is a weird episode because this is the first time we've ever done a part 2 of an episode. Yeah. Because last week we had our fan art episode, which we've been pumping for the last 2 months.
Hey, Rainbow Plasma.
What's up?
You know what you forgot?
Oh, I'm about to introduce us, but I'd like to finish my sentence. So, okay. So, this week we've got something very special for you guys because we're going to continue doing what we did last week with the fan art. But before we do that, I would like to introduce myself along with my colleagues, in case for some reason or other, for some reason or other, you happen to stumble across the 28th episode in the series. Also labeled part 2.
The most amazing episode in our series.
Also a part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, episode 28, part 2. So
yes.
if you happen to have some sort of urge to click on this and this is the first time you listening to us, then I'm going to introduce us. So, my name is Rainbow Plasma. I'm the organizer and editor of this podcast, and today I'm joined by...
I'm Burned01, and I am the special guest coordinator of this podcast.
Podcast, yes.
Okay.
I'm Flutterguy317, and I'm the art coordinator of the podcast.
And I'm Pinky Dash. I do the questions, even though we haven't really had any for the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah,
something like that.
But he's still very busy, we assure you.
Of this podcast.
very, very busy updating that DeviantArt page. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, elbow.
Hey, it doesn't need to be done yet.
That's true.
Yeah. So,
like I said, we got some more fan art for you this week, and what we found out last week is, even though we cut it in half, we still ran out of time.
So we should jump right in then.
We should jump right into it. First of all, I'd like to just say thank you to everyone last week for submitting stuff. Thank you everyone to this week for submitting stuff. Thank you to everyone who continues to submit stuff, even though our deadline is passed.
Yeah, right?
So, thank you guys in general for being such awesome fans, because we took you guys for granted. We didn't know you were this awesome until this episode came up. So we're not going to thank every single person, because if we forget one, then we're going to feel like jerks. So I'm just going to take this opportunity right now to say thank you to everyone who sent it in. We truly appreciate every single one.
Yes.
Thank you, Rainbow Plasma.
Thank you, Pinky Dash.
I would like to thank myself.
And on that note, let's jump right in. All right. So our first piece was not put up on DeviantArt. It was submitted to us by email by Neux. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. It's Neuex.
Pretend it's like Linux.
Yeah.
I'd say Nuix.
Linux.
Linux.
Linux. Okay. So this one's super special because it's the only comic that people sent us in.
It's like a
well, okay, it's special for a couple of reasons.
It's special for many reasons.
It's
so
really awesome.
The problem with this is because it's not on DeviantArt. We're going to attempt to try and upload these. We're going to contact the people who sent it in and see if we can upload these to our cutieartcrusaders.deviantart.com just so people can see this. But I guess if they can't, then we should go through and just show them the comic, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I'll go panel by panel. So
we should totally act this out.
Yes, we should do our own voices.
Yeah.
I'm down.
What am I supposed to do? Snore?
Yep. Also just take the person in the fourth comic.
I'm gonna take the other person in the first comic then.
All right.
Yeah, because it's you.
Yeah.
It's you. Look, your cutie mark's even there.
Anyway,
okay.
What rambling about random junk.
Okay, so this first comic.
Okay.
Cutie Art Crusaders comic readers, go!
Yeah.
This is weird.
Oh, so
but
we're actually acting this out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I would think you was joking. All right. Well, anyway, the name of this first comic is Burned and Nap Time.
Okay. We're burned.
Oh, nap.
The hex?
Can I just point out that I thought Burned was Jar Jar for a sec?
Awful. And that's insulting.
No, I think the voice acting is about on par with the comic.
Okay, can we go next one?
Yeah, Pinky Dash. I dibs on Derpy.
It's Pinky Dash Derpinated. Okay, first panel. Sky?
He has a terrible actress.
...
Hi, lion face.
Hello.
This is George Tanky.
Hello.
Oh,
George, I didn't know you were joining us for this podcast. George Takai, big fan.
George Tanky and everybody.
Okay,
Burn, you do this one.
so the next one. No, I'm gonna introduce my own goddamn comic.
Wait, no, but Burn's got to do the
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next one's called Rainbow P because apparently my name was too long, even though it's nowhere close to fitting the panel. Whatever. Not like I'm offended or anything. But it's called Rainbow P, no pressure.
So anyway, we have someone radioing to, what is this? Secret Agent Rainbow. We have someone radioing into Secret Agent Rainbow P's headset, going, Rainbow, we've got 9 seconds till the bomb causes Armageddon. Please tell me you took the right bag.
Burned. That was the calmest Armageddon radio dialer ever.
First off, the random guy in the radio is never supposed to sound super, like, distraught. He always sounds way too serious.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever played Solid Snake, but...
Yeah, I've
always
played
sounds.
Solid Snake. You're correct.
Like, the entire
I've
world's
played
gonna
the
die.
game called
Good luck.
Solid Snake.
Shut up!
Okay.
All right. So our next comic is called Flutter Guy Brain Cats.
Burned?
So, oh, seriously, I gotta play this guy?
Yeah.
Hey, you wanna know what I'm thinking?
Sure.
Great!
Piggy Dash? Piggy Dash? Meow. You meow every single freaking episode, and I have to edit it out. And the one time there's a cat on the screen. So anyways, that was a collection of 4 comics sent in to us by Nux. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You're
And
terrible.
yeah, it's
Terrible
definitely
podcast hosts.
Okay, sorry, Burn. Can you play that? Can you play that audio clip of Pinky Dash saying "sky" again?
Sky,
Just one more time. One more time for me.
sky,
Fantastic. All right.
sky.
So, thank you, Nux, for sending that in. That was an interesting start to this fan art episode.
Yes.
But we've got to move along because we just spent 5 minutes on this.
Okay, next.
All right. So our next piece is called Cutie Art Crusaders fan art by Pixel KH1, and it is a pixel art, which is kind of really cool.
Mm-hmm. The unfortunate thing about this is that it's evidently, because it's pixel art, it's 201 by 153 resolution, which means when Burn blows it up on the screen, it's going to look like absolute garbage. But let me tell you, if you actually go view this at its original intended size, it looks quite nice.
Yeah. He did it in MS Paint, and it took 31 colors.
I have mad respect for anyone who can use MS Paint and it doesn't look like crap.
Yeah, and it took like 8 to 15 hours, they said.
Wow. That is crazy. And like you said, only 30, like he said he only used 31 colors, and he was mad because he used more colors than he wanted to.
Yeah.
For 4 different characters that are completely different colored.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're shading too.
Yeah, they're shading too.
Yeah, right.
Like
In
seriously.
pixels.
It's insane.
Pixel
Yeah.
shading.
You're
It's
insane.
impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
I've said everything I want to. It's insane amount of work. I really appreciate it. I mean, I think my horn's missing, but you know.
No, it's just underneath your mane.
You just got a little tiny one.
Apparently. Wow. Okay. Moving on.
It's not the size that matters.
It's okay, because Rainbow Plasma isn't mad at it, right?
Okay. Moving on
Ain't
from my
even
tiny horn.
We're just gonna go on. Thank you so much, Pixel KH1. It was amazing.
So the next one's called. Hey, look, it's the same. It's the
And
same.
this is one that Burn can't stop talking about.
Right, Burn
Oh, is
will
it?
not shut up about this
Ooh,
one.
which
So
one is
this
it?
one's called
Yeah.
Cutie Art Crusaders fan art by
Yes!
Discorded Harmony, and it is
Stick
it's-
bunnies.
This is
It's
the most
stick
fantastic art piece that has ever been on our show. First off, I would just like to comment on the amazing, dynamic perspective. If you look at the horizon, normally when 5-year-olds draw crayon art, they leave the horizon flat. That is garbage. 5-year-olds are terrible. But this artist, amazing. Look at how round it is. You can tell that the earth is round. And that sun is happy. That sun is happy. Dude, you should see my niece. She is terrible. Anyway.
Could she be on the show?
well.
That sun just looks so happy.
I personally just like it because it's simple, and it's also in it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is legitimate crayon or if this is like digitally done in a crayon style.
It's digital crayon.
But either way, we asked someone to do it in crayon, and we already got one last week. But this week, we also have another crayon, so that's awesome.
The recreation of the traditional medium that is crayon into the digital medium, I think is fantastic.
Bird, it's stick ponies. Listen to them.
It's stick ponies.
They're fantastic.
It's stick
he didn't
ponies.
even color green over them. If you notice, there's no green on our outlines.
Yeah.
And also, we each have our defining features. I even have fuzzy ears, which I'm super impressed by. And then we all have the same faces. Even the sun is done in gray, so it has some kind of unifying factor, as if we're all one.
I do love the face on the sun.
It reminds me of the face I drew for Pinky Dash in that one piece of fan art. Smiley face.
Oh, man.
Fantastic. Fantastic work. Bravo.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Discorded
I love
Harmony.
this one.
Thank you, Discorded Harmony.
Burn
Yes.
won't shut the hell up about this one. So. We all have our own ones that we won't shut the hell up about, but this is the one that
This is
Burn won't shut
fantastic.
up about, so.
This
It
is my
very
background.
well done. Yes.
Forever.
It's actually quite a nice background. Wait, I just like
next
to
week we
pull
get-
something up. A lot of these fan arts are done in resolutions that are not the best for wallpapers. Dudes, we want to wallpaper your stuff. Send it in at 16 by 9. For God's sakes, it's an industry
The stick
standard.
ponies is 16 by 8. It's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, you can get it to work.
Just cut off the bit on the right. Cut out the sun.
No. I'm
Oh,
gonna Photoshop the sun in closer.
get it. Put black bars on the top and bottom.
Oh God, no. I know. Flutter Guy actually did that for one of these art pieces that's coming up. You
Yeah.
actually have black bars on the side because it's a portrait, not a landscape.
Does Linux not just
It's
let you
so-
set a normal background color? Because in Windows 7, I just have my background set to black. And I have
He's got Windows
No,
7.
my
I-
background
I'm
folder
running
that just changes in between all of our awesome art submissions, like every minute or so.
Yeah. No. It,
Windows
it
8
does.
mother ponies. Alright, let's move on.
And
Yeah, enough computer talk. Let's get out of here.
Move on to the next group of 4.
This
Yes.
person we need to talk about because he's in our chat, and I
Yes.
guarantee you he's going to be in our chat right now. So, what's up, Michael? How's it going?
Hey, Michael.
Hope you're having a good night.
What's up,
Anyways,
Michael? I'm not there, but what's up?
So yeah.
You didn't see it, but I did the whole thumbs up sort of thing.
So
Watching
you
you.
did like the up nod.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did the up nod that every guy knows. Hey, what's
Yeah.
up?
Yeah,
So-
that's it. It's a secret
I
code.
usually go with
Okay.
like the hat tip, but I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
Look at this fancy.
You just touch the brim
I
of your
usually
hat.
don't wear hats. I usually,
What do you wear, like
I usually
a
have
top-
I usually
a top
have a
hat?
hood, but I don't know.
wait. So you do the hood tip.
Yeah.
Do you touch
Classy.
the other person you're touching with?
That's just weird. You never make
Like-
them touch, bro.
Put faces in.
You know what
close
the
to each
hood?
other.
Okay, wait.
Alright, moving on.
Sorry,
Okay.
you do the hood tip.
We're getting
You
way
never
off
make
topic.
The hood
here.
tip. That
Yeah.
the hood tip sounds like you're like
It's more of a hood
pulling the
nod.
hood over your face, like you want to obscure your identity, or like you're trying to hide yourself from the people you're stalking. Not much. I just wanted to make that.
Okay,
joke.
let's.
We can move, we
Okay,
can move
so
on. I just
anyhow,
want to make that joke.
There's
Crazy
nothing wrong with
plasma.
remaining
So-
mysterious, Thermal Plasma.
Okay, so
So
this was sent in by Michael, aka Crazy Pastels on DeviantArt, and yeah, he made 4 different pieces that Burned will mash together
Hooray.
into a transformer. Thank you, Burned.
Oh my god. Now I have to Photoshop this.
And so we've got 4 different pieces of us made in pastel, which is, I believe, these are the pictures that are used normally on our show.
Mhm.
So he
Yeah.
just kind of used those, but I think it's really awesome to see different mediums used.
Yeah, I think he has a video of him, or he live streamed him doing, I think, Pinky Dashes.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have a link to that anywhere that I can see. So, hey, Michael, get on that.
Yeah, I'll try and find it, but yeah, it's man, it's it's crazy to see these in like a traditional medium.
Yeah, not just
'Cause it's-
crayon, but you got pastel. You got paintings. We got it's crazy.
You know?
Crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, pretty cool. I definitely like on
Yeah.
Pinky Dash's and I's, he actually added some shading on like the faces, so it actually looks more
Mhm.
3-dimensional
Mhm.
than if it were just like our flat avatars, because our normal avatars are just 2D, like flat vectors,
Yeah.
and where this one he actually added some shading and it looks pretty nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, Michael. We'll see you in the chat. That's creepy. It's really
We're,
creepy.
we're watching.
We're watching.
I'll see you later.
That's weird.
That's really.
That was great. That was great. Okay.
You're just calling me
alright,
creepy
so
for the
moving on.
hood thing. Anyway, moving
So
right
the next
along.
one is done. The next one is by The Art Flower, and it's called "Make Them Stop." And this is a recreation of a similar episode where Burned was away, and I dug myself into a hole. And apparently, this is me begging Burned to come back and make Burned be the one who says
quote unquote. You were like, what did you say? You were like, I never thought you were the missing link, Burned, but you were. Come back, save us.
I never thought Burned was the missing link, but this is the evidence.
Oh goodness. And this was the same episode as our fan art piece in the last one with what is it, Sean Connery, Pinky Dash?
Yeah.
Where he's wearing a me hat. This was the same episode in pretty much the exact same part, just a little bit after, and just recreated in a different scene. And I even wrote in the comments about how I wanted to rant about this episode and all the things I couldn't comment on.
No. I'm cutting off right now.
I already did it in the last episode, so we're okay.
No, enough of this. I'm so sick and tired of hearing stuff that you could have said literally 2 months ago. Okay.
So
our piece is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
No. We should comment on the art piece because it is amazing.
Is great, and I love. I'm gonna call this an alternative style, just because the style that they have is not, it's so far away from the show itself. You look at Pinky Dash's muzzle, for example, and it's just so different. It's almost like a little, not like a dog, but it gives that kind of impression. The
love
legs
face.
Yeah. It's just done so fantastically.
I want to say this has a very Tim Burton feel to it.
It does.
Yeah, kind of. You're right.
Nightmare Before Christmas kind of stuff.
Yeah, I definitely got that. Definitely from my face with the shading and then the eye color, how it's yellowy tint.
Yeah.
Just about, and then especially the background, how it's what is it? It's the backgrounds we're talking about where it's 3-dimensional, it's kind of cut out, and we're coming outside of the borders of the background.
Yeah. Not only is there an irregular background with that's not a octagon? Yeah, it is an octagon. So with the octagonal background and the kind of straight-shaped background behind that, even you've got layers, and then we're even popping out of it, and it's done in such an alternative way that people usually you get the square, you draw in the square, and there you go, you're done. This is so much different from that.
And we even have shadows outside the border.
Yeah,
we do.
Really gives great depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this is a person who knows what the heck he's doing.
It almost makes that little octagon when you're looking at just our characters, almost makes it feel like it has depth to it. It's
we
more
pop out
vast
from
that
it.
we're inside of it. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, it's great.
It's cool though.
I really like the main style too because it's almost super realistic.
I like the hyper-realistic sort of thing.
It's got just an incredible amount of detail. That's the thing.
I definitely agree that I really love my main. It's pretty fantastic.
Your main's always fantastic.
Just yours, Bert. I just like mine.
Well, yeah.
Mine's very small.
Your notes are so boring. Mine's all flowy.
Mine's small. Okay, moving on.
All right. So moving on, our next piece is called "To the Cage," and then in parentheses, my CAC fan art submission by I'm gonna butcher this name. Isla Wolf.
Isla Wolf.
Isla Wolf.
Now wait, Isla Wolf. I swear Isla Wolf either A, sent this in via Twitter, or B, is in the chat. I know this person,
or both, maybe. I don't know.
I know this person. That the person who sent this in is more than just, hey, I watch your show. Here's some fan art. I've talked to this person before, so I don't know.
Okay.
Come
I think
to my
they're on the chat, yeah.
DA a lot as well too, which is cool.
Another cage submission, which I approve of greatly because apparently already we're gonna have to consider it for this episode. I mean, we were giving him a little bit of free rein there, but
first off, it's not funny. No, I don't see what everyone's laughing so much about.
It's still so funny.
I don't look so very enthused in this.
Do you know, Vern, when we head out to Everfree Northwest, I'm legitimately considering buying a cage.
Like a little bird cage or a full size?
No, like a little bird cage.
Yeah. Paint it gold. That'd be kind of cool.
That is a weird gift.
Well, no, because then it would be proper size as opposed to this, which is very generous.
Or you could just give him a key.
I mean, we would try to ship the actual cage that we have for Burned. But
you guys are mean.
It's okay, Burn. I'm pretty sure you could probably fit through the bars in this one.
I don't think Rainbow has his flank could, but maybe I could.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Right.
Too much.
Why are you staring at it so much, Burned?
I can't help it. This is a PG show?
Yep.
Apparently not so far. Whatever.
So this is a
Laugh
is
it
such
up,
a
all of you.
recurring such a reoccurring joke, and we've already gotten a couple of fan art submissions that we've shown that have this.
Dude, it's
theme.
my favorite joke.
It's a meme. We're a meme.
It's the
We're a
best
meme.
because it's not a joke.
I hate all of you.
A me. A me.
You're all jerks.
Burned, we love you.
I don't know.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, speak for yourself. this is
Forget
why
you guys,
there's-
man.
Wait.
To make my own joke. Make my own
no.
show with
I need to
rambling
bring
and
I need to bring something
blackjack.
up. I need to bring something up that happened during the live stream. So apparently, during this fan art episode, we've gotten so popular now that people are shipping us.
No,
They are. They were, and apparently the big hubbub is about Flutterguy and Burned being shipped. So this is probably why.
Someone
It's your-
commented and they're like on the YouTube page and they're like, I'm off to ship Flutterguy and Burn. I was like, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
It's your hair. It's your hair, man. It's your mane.
I don't know. That leaves me with Pinky Dash. I don't think either one of us would be happy. Anyways, let's not talk about shipping because that's just going to encourage people. That's going to encourage people in the chat to continue to.
No, I've seen an awesome picture of you two shipped. It was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was made by an artist in this podcast.
That's not coming up anywhere.
Oh,
Moving on.
inside
That is
jokes.
not being
Inside
okay.
jokes.
All right.
Okay, so the next one, I don't have the artist for, so somebody else.
And
can
there's
say what it
the
is.
artist. It's called
Yes.
What? Sorry, you're gonna have to repeat.
And
that.
Airs.
Anders. The artist. It's not called anything because it wasn't uploaded to Deviant. It's sent into our email by someone who calls himself Anders. A-N-D-A-R-A-E-R-S.
Hey.
I think it's Andaras.
Anders. A-N-D-A-R-A-E-R-Z.
Okay, let's just call him Anders and get it over with. So this piece of art is really intimidating.
It is, right?
It's really intimidating.
We are going to critique your art, and you're going to like it.
It's
I
like, we've got
really
you
like
now.
it because like the guidelines are still in there, like with facial features and stuff, and you can even see like beneath Burn's chin.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
I mean,
guidelines
he
are there
said
too.
that he said that he wasn't finished it, but I think I like it kind of like this.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit rougher,
Hmm.
but you know,
The sketchy feel.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's something very cool, and it's definitely a very intimidating pose. I feel like we're some kind of old school New York gang. I wish we had fingers.
Like
to
West
snap,
Side
but-
Story.
So wait, okay. When we go to Everfree Northwest, we need to get capes and we need to get like gang, like leather jackets or
Top
something
hats.
like that.
We should get top hats and one.
Yes.
I'd like to point out that none of you have obviously seen West Side Story.
I haven't.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
I
apologize.
I haven't. I'm sorry.
It's-
You knew the reference though.
It's definitely not a gang.
Whatever.
Is it a musical?
Yes.
But
Oh, man.
but Rainbow Plasma and Burn are the only two that can sing. How does that work?
Oh man, let's not bring up singing on this podcast, please.
Well, singing's a form of art. Isn't it?
I'm
Editing this
I'm
week's gonna
vetoing
be
that.
fun.
I'm vetoing that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cut that
So,
out.
so
What was that?
anyhow, back to this piece. we get off off topic so easily.
I can't help it. I'm too excited by all of these fan art pieces. Too amazing.
know.
Should we move on?
I know. Well, I don't know.
Sorry, Flutter Guy, did you want to say one more thing?
Well, no, I just wanted to say that this piece
Now
of
we're
art was
moving on.
really
Okay.
good,
Do this.
and I liked
Oh.
it a lot. Okay, go on.
Now, one last parting word for this piece. I do think it's very good. Even though it's so simple, it shows the sketching outlines. There's no like finalized lines. The outlines are still very sketchy, and then the colors are still very rough. For like a rough, sometimes it looks for some artists like this would be like their rough start, and they'll go on there from there. But even as it is right now, I still think it looks very well done. Like the shading in my hair, not just talking about my hair again, but the shading in my hair and like the shading on all of us. We still have a little bit of shading on all of our parts.
Thanks
the
for
legs and
including us.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, apologies.
Moving on.
Next one, again, sent in to
Very well done.
Next one was sent in again to an email. It's not actually on DeviantArt, but it is by Weijing, WEI-JING, and it's adorable. With it.
This is great.
Yes.
This person apparently this person, I'm not gonna guess how this possibly happened, but I believe from the email he said, "I've never drawn pony fan art before, but here you go. This is my first attempt." So, sir, Wei Jing, if I can call you. No, I think he put his real name too, didn't he?
I don't know. Maybe.
If you put your real name, we're gonna say it. So, Will, Hey there, Will. How you doing? Glad you watch our podcast. Great fan. Dude, how did you possibly find out about us? If you're an artist and you don't do pony art, just a little bit confused.
Well, I think it's perfectly reasonable that he could have been a brony and just hasn't like taken the time to do pony art. But
Well,
also
did.
some more awesome information about Will. He is an illustration student, so he has some really amazing like real non-pony art on his DA. That's actually really awesome. And on his Tumblr he shows some step by step as he goes into how he makes each piece. And it's actually really cool. So.
Sorry,
Yeah.
did I
Props to
hear
you.
the word "not" followed by pony?
Yeah. Not-
Yes.
Okay. Well, then everything you said
Non-pony
past
art.
that was not legitimate to me. Anyways, he drew this like Pinky Dash was saying. He drew this like almost like we're Pokemon.
Mhm.
I don't know. It looks so cool.
It's very anime styled.
Yeah, it was great.
He looks
love
so
it.
happy, Rainbow Plasma.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's Flutterguy? Flutterguy
I don't know.
kind of looks like something. An Eevee, maybe.
I don't know. I look like Vulpix.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I don't actually know anything about Pokemon. The only Pokemon card I ever had was given to me, and it was a Ponyta, which is kind of funny.
That's pretty great.
No, I think we all look fantastic in our own different ways. I personally prefer my own because I'm self-centered like that. Burnt. You probably understand me there.
Yep. No.
He's such a
Perfect.
jerk to you today, dude. I love you.
I know.
Anyways.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, this piece of art is fantastic, and I love the fact that there's 4 of us here, and we're in 4 completely different poses,
Pokemon.
and all of us kind of matches us, and it's great.
Yeah,
All different.
it's very
different-
very
different
dynamic.
colours. Our outline colors
Yeah.
are our pony colors.
So,
That was really hard to say for some reason.
sorry, did you have a stroke?
Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
But yeah, this is the same kind of thing where it's like, considered to be quote unquote not finished. It's just one color and it's whatever. But again, I like it.
I like it too.
If
Yep.
your line art is good enough, then it doesn't need to be a completely shaded and background and positioned and thought out piece.
Composition and depth and value.
The most important part of any piece of art
Is us.
is the line art.
I
and I-
completely disagree. But we'll
You
leave
can
it at
shut the
that.
hell up.
Wait. I want to hear what
No,
Pinky did.
let me finish. I think the most important piece is line art because
Go
you
on.
can save a piece. Say you have line art, you can save a piece by having good shading, perhaps some good composition, proper color choices. You can save a piece. But if you have good line art, you can do whatever the heck you want with it,
No, you can't.
which is evident right here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm done.
All right then.
Moving on.
Bernd, would you like to counterpoint? I'm just curious, actually.
Hey, Burn No One here. I wanted to enter this little snippet because I ended up trying to make my counter argument here and making no sense whatsoever and just kind of rambling a bit about nonsense. But we ended up talking about line art a little bit more in this episode, and I want to explain exactly what it is. Line art is basically art made up distinctly of just lines, so that means no gradients and no shading. So sketches count, drawings with pencil or pen count, but anything that is like colored in, has shading with gradients or blending, things like that do not count. Line art is also not composed of solid colors or like solid black fills. It is normally just lines. The lines can be different sizes and thickness, but they still have to be lines. So in this piece, in the example that we're looking at right now by Will, the shading in our manes and then the shading on our legs, that wouldn't count as line art. But if you take that all away and take away all the shading, then that would be line art. So cross-hatching will count, but grading and other forms of shading will not. It makes it other kinds of art, not distinctly line art. So as an example, this is line art, and this is also line art, and this is not line art. Anyway, in Rainbow Plasma's argument, he was saying that line art is the most important foundation of starting an art piece, which is a really valid point. I definitely really agree with that. What I was trying to counter-argue was that line art isn't the only basis, and every other step in creating a final piece is equally important, and things like that. But as far as line art goes as a basis to working towards your finalized piece, it is very important because it helps you with composition, it helps you with proportion, helps you with a lot of important things that'll look silly if your line art or your basis doesn't look good. But there's a fine line between like an under sketch and sketching to create the basis of your composition and proportion, and then finalize line art. Normally when you're talking about line art, you're talking about a finalized piece that is a finalized piece of art that is just line art. And sketches can be that, but when you're working on a painting or something, normally that's not your finalized piece, it's just your step 2. But as Raymond Pleasant was talking about, he was talking about as a step 2 creating a finalized and a finalized piece. So in that context, he's pretty much exactly right. What I was trying to say in my counter argument, and didn't make a lot of sense doing, was when you work on a painting, you don't even use line art. You end up doing the basis for your painting in just straight up value. You end up doing it all in grayscale, or in a lot of paintings cases, you end up doing it in brown or burnt umber or burnt sienna, so like a warm mid-tone. And you end up making the entire basis of your painting in that. So you're not using line art, you're just using basically a basis of values. That, or like in this example, your line art will just be very poor and unimportant. As you can see, it's very callous, and it's just the basis for where you want to put your values and gradients. So it's the step 2, but the value step is the most important, and that's what I was trying to argue. So when you're talking about painting as a medium, which I've been trying to get really into lately, that's technically the most important step. So that's what I was trying to disagree with and did a very, basically a poor job of. But when talking about pony art specifically, it's actually pretty cool because My Little Pony, with the exception of the color, is pretty much strictly line art. It's all strokes, and it's all paths, and it's all lines. Ponies are basically made up and composed of lines. So basically line art is the most important thing to My Little Pony, because you can have ponies in grayscale. I mean, just go look at Moonstruck or something by Egophiliac. But anyway, I thought that might help because we end up arguing about it a little more. So just know that when we talk about line art as a form of art is basically just art composed of line, finalized or not, but as we're talking about it in this episode, we're talking about all forms of line art, under sketches, sketches, finalized pieces, so on and so forth. So anyway, enjoy the show.
Words.
Okay.
Hey.
Burns seems to have some sort of thing for painting, and I get it.
Well,
but
you want to say that the line art is the most important thing.
Wait.
That's only when talking about
okay, how many? 8, 9. Wait.
Go on.
Okay, when I usually talk about art, I understand you come from you've taken art classes, you've done more things. So I understand when you're talking about the fact that like, oh, there's many other mediums out there, but you have to understand from the perspective that I come from, that my main piece of art in my mind when I think of art is digital art.
Okay.
And so you can talk about painting as much as you want, and I agree that for different mediums it might be different, but for me, whose mind is completely centered and focused on digital art, there's no question in my mind that line art is the best. It's not the best, but the most important part, and requires the most amount of practice as well in order to put a piece together.
So, Flutter Guy, how was your weekend?
Hey, it was nice.
Ah.
All right, moving on. So our next piece is called The Cutie Art Crusaders by Nocturnal Meteor.
Sweet.
And this piece is
Sweet.
hilarious.
It's Ren and Stimpy style.
Look at how good the line art
Yes.
is. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
Oh, God.
It's like Ren and Stimpy. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really good. I almost love the pictures on the table more, just because of the amazing expressions. Like we've got like an extreme like derpy stretch. Pinkie
Yes.
Pie is going insane, and then there's some sort of rainbow derp on the. They're all fantastic. I love this guy's use of expressions.
Yes.
It's interesting the way he's done it, because it looks like the way he's done it is he's drawn it with line art and then he's coloured it completely differently. Like the line art is still there, but it looks like he's just added in like digital crayon or something, or digital airbrushing or something.
It's like you know in Paint that spray paint tool
like that.
thing that looks awful. Well, he's made it. It's like he made it in another program that doesn't make it look awful, but he kind of did the same thing. Almost like if going back to traditional media, burned like this. If you take like a sponge and you put like paint on that, and then you like dab it on there.
No, it was
You know?
SpongeBob.
Surprisingly, more often than not, artists will use a sponge or a cloth to dab away paint rather than put it on.
Huh.
Fun fact.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I could see that working better. Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
makes
this
the
is
surface
obviously,
a lot
this is obviously
smoother,
digital art.
so.
This is obviously
Yeah.
digital art, so.
Yeah. It's interesting how he like went outside of the lines. Like he made the colored outlines like outside of the black lines. If you look at each of our characters.
Mm-hmm.
Um
It's like a
and-
double outline almost.
yeah. So the black outlines just kind of make us pop more.
But the
they're not.
colored outlines separate us from a background without making it look 2D.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to give props to Nocturnal Meteor. Something I read in one of his comments is that he always tries to give a unique expression to every character he makes. In fact, that he actually did a Sibsy piece of Sibsy's OC, Wildfire, and she actually commented, it's the only comment on it, that says, "Very neat style, and I love the expression," by Sibsy. And he says, "Thanks, I generally always try to create a new and unique expression every time I draw a character." So I really like that concept, especially if you're a cartoonist, to always try to do something new and always try to do something expressive in every character you make.
Mm-hmm.
Not just reusing the same old expressions, but creating new ones. I like that
Yeah.
mindset.
This guy's
And
a
it is a
fantastic
very-
cartoonist.
Yeah. Very cartoony feel to all his art pieces. I love how Burned is thinking in this piece.
No, you know what I love about Burned? The fact that he's putting his elbow on his hand
And
it's making like a squish.
It's squishing his head.
Yeah.
It's like the back of
Squish.
my hoof.
Yeah, squish.
Yeah. It's great.
It's great. All right.
Well,
Well, let's move
Speaking
on to
of
the next piece then.
Burned.
Thank you very much, Nocturnal Media.
so our next piece is called Thanks Burned
Yeah.
by Otaku AP, who also sent in a bunch of other art that we'll be getting to in a bit.
Wait, so he sent in more than one?
We were considering naming this episode as opposed to Fan Art Part 2. We were considering naming this Episode 28, Otaku AP, and other people too.
Uh,
Yeah, we got
Um,
a remarkable amount of fan art by Otaku.
What do we
Yes.
get? What,
He's an amazing
7?
fan.
Do we have 7 now?
something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
So anyhow, this piece shows Burned in a death grip.
Death Embrace, yeah.
He's being squished.
It was when we got our second fan art submission by him, because we were all so taken aback by the first fan art submission that we gotten by him, and he managed to make another one for us. And then I believe in the comments I was like, I believe I said you're quickly becoming one of my favorite fans because it's just so awesome to make us something like this. And then this was his response to that, because that was in my journal, and he's just hugging the living crap out of me.
Your eyes are
Well, I mean,
eyes are
he's-
popping.
Yes.
I can't go around places and not actually tell people about this, because I'm still in shock about this, that some random guy from Finland drew himself hugging me. Like, I still can't get over that.
Well, I mean, also, you have to consider, for those of you who've forgotten, Otaku AP is the person who made the very first piece of CAC fan art.
Yep.
Quickly followed by Vader, but Otaku AP was like the original guy. We showed him last episode. And so, you know, this guy has gone out of his way to make us
So
like
much.
a bunch of stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah. And it's really good, too.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, I mean, it's a little bit more understandable if you've got something that you could make in like 2 minutes and you make 7 of them. But these look like things that he spent hours on,
yeah.
and then he made 7 of them. It's like, what?
We'll get to the big ones.
It's crazy. So let's move
Yeah.
on, because this is just a small one. There's another small one here that I just want to glance over really quickly. But he made me a birthday gift because, as you guys probably know, I had my birthday back at the end of November. So he gave me a birthday present, which is me like a knight in shining armor, which is fantastic. And it's actually my DeviantArt ID on DeviantArt. So super appreciated by Otaku AP. That's really, really awesome.
Definitely needs more Canada.
Yeah.
I actually commented in the comments, like, you should have made the cape have a maple leaf.
That would have been great. I love it though. It's not
No,
only a
you're
fantastic
very
piece of art,
majestic.
but it's probably one of my favorite pieces of me ever done. So.
Me. I know exactly how you feel. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Otaku AP. Trust me, we're moving quickly past Otaku AP, but in total, the time will still be more. So let's move on.
Alright.
Let's
Okay,
move on.
this next
you.
one is amazing. It's by Joey Bean on DeviantArt, and it's called "Express It Very Loud" with many
That's a
Ds.
reference to it's a reference to the CMC song, isn't it?
Yes.
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 Sing it very loud. Yeah.
Wait. Did you want to try singing that again?
No. You got.
You're not supposed to
you
sing
got
it
all
on
you're
key.
gonna
You're
get.
supposed to sing it off key because Scootaloo is clearly the best singer. Way better than
Okay.
Sweetie Belle.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so is it, I guess it's either Joey Bean or Jowie Bean. Probably Joey.
Joey
Joey.
Bean.
I don't
We'll
know.
just say that.
Whatever. But the most amazing thing about this one is that he's put all of the different stuff that we've put in to the in the show. It's in the background in our office there. Like there's
Fun
Yeah.
little quiz. Go to this piece of art, check it out, and try to remember each of these episodes that these particular art pieces were from.
for example, right there
Because-
behind Burton, I can see Otaku AP's OC.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there's Otaku AP from our very first fan art, which he's obviously gone and seen, like because we didn't tell him about that. Nobody's really known about that unless they went to our fan art folder. So this guy has gone above and beyond for a lot of these like
Yeah,
references.
there's Joey Dark.
And as we
there's
mentioned
Howard's Art,
last
there's-
one, we love references inside these pictures.
The Fluttershy piece from the water episode, and yeah.
Don't
There's-
give them the answers.
I'm sorry.
and then the big Everfree radio sign outside. The big billboard outside, and I love how he's done his signature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although technically, we're not part of Everfree Radio
No,
anymore.
it's Everfree Network.
part of Everfree Network, which is Everfree Video. But look, that's cool. Don't worry about it.
You're nitpicking.
Yeah, I am definitely nitpicking there.
I love how
Yeah.
subtle Otaku AP is down at the bottom. Yes, plotting. Slowly infiltrating the show, even in its fan art.
Can I just say that nobody has ever made Burned that manly in a photo before? I'm not sure what it is about the photo, but
I was
something
pretty
just-
manly in the sketch in our last episode, and I had
I
the
don't
same
know.
kind of awkward pose.
I'm not sure what I'm
I don't
listening
know,
to, but
this
I'm really
one.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
I do love the expressions in this
Like
piece.
I'm like offering you art. Like, what about this piece of art? It's called Fireflies by Bits Plone. Like, get out of my office.
And I like that he's taken how he's taken our our Cutie Art Crusaders page and stuck it to the wall, like the font and everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Hey-
yeah,
hey-
yeah, like our logo.
Hey guys, can we get an office and can we do that? Like
yeah.
You're all gonna have to move to Canada
Yeah.
because I'm currently in a 5-year
I
program.
think he also, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that your cutie mark as like a lamp or something at the top left?
Yeah, I have my cutie mark over there, right underneath the Lyra plushie.
Little liar plushie hugging a mic.
And
Did you-
there's
Oh,
plank
sorry.
up top. I don't know where that came up. It's plank.
Ooh, what? Where? Oh, because I love Ed and Eddie, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's wow. This guy, dude, do you like listen to every word we say? Because I didn't even listen to every word we say.
I don't even know half
That's
the junk I say.
fantastic.
I just ramble, and it's like, what did I say again?
No, that's you, Brent. So yeah, Dankeschön very much, Mr. Joybean. It's great, and it's super awesome that you're this in depth that you're making Ed and Eddie references. That's really cool. of you.
Even as a
Thank
little
you very
Luna.
much.
There's a Wuna.
It's great.
Fantastic.
All right.
Yep.
Last little bit that I wanted to say about this Joy Bean one is the use of value is fantastic on it. We haven't really talked about that yet. We might get it into another episode. Be quiet, Rainbow Plasma. But no, like how their brightest point is outside and then darkest points are inside. That's really awesome, and it really like brings out us as the focus. And I think a really, really good job on that. But hopefully we'll get to that in a future episode.
Yeah. Sorry.
If-
Sorry.
If you're checking
Go
out the
ahead.
shading and the lighting and the value on this piece, especially if you're looking to like apply it in your own art, there's great use in this piece. Great use.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to say one more thing about this, and I'd just like to say that I'm not sure you can say we haven't talked about value if you bring it up every episode for the last 2 months.
First off, it's been like the last few episodes that I actually learned value by Cosmic Unicorn. But
I know. This is exactly. I could tell immediately as soon as Burn started talking about value. I was like, somebody has recently taught him about this because he keeps bringing it up.
thank you, Cosmic Unicorn, for that.
Can
Never really
we make
clicked until
the
she
word
critiqued my own
value
art.
a meme?
Oh, we will in a future
Can
episode.
somebody draw fan art of
Yeah, I'll
Burn
make
with the
sure of
word value used in some way?
So hey guys, our theme for next week is value.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I'm
Actually,
serious.
let's do that. All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Back to Otaku AP.
Oh my god.
So the next one is called Mount CAC, and it's us as presidents.
Apparently.
Apparently, he just carved us out as presidents of Equestria, I guess. And this is another one by Otaku AP that is just, it's fantastic.
Yeah, we're carved out of Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's great.
pretty
Even
awesome.
though 2 of us aren't American. No big deal.
Yeah.
We're so awesome we broke the presidential rules.
So it's fantastic. What I find really cool is that he made this like pop out like 3D, even though it's, you know, it seems like it would be tough to do against that kind of.
Well, you know,
background.
as long as you know what to do in terms of value, then.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, no reaction from Burned. Damn it.
It's done very well for just in grayscale, like especially how it pops out. And no, it looks very 3D. It's very well done. If I had a critique, one of my critiques would be on value, because there's not a lot of atmospheric perspective or depth. But as far as 3D goes, and the line art is done fantastic. So.
There you go, RP.
As long as the line art's done, then hey. Should we do next week as line art?
But line art doesn't make this piece.
Ooh, no.
Anyways, again, we can't really talk about Otaku AP because we've already said he's awesome. So
That's true.
hey, you're awesome. Moving on.
So our next piece, this guy was actually in the chat in the last episode.
Dude, this guy's my favorite.
It's called CAC Look at the Pretty Ponies ... fan art by Late Customer.
Yay! Yeah. I like Late Customer. He's awesome.
So this is a very cartoony piece, and it's amazing.
It's great.
It is? Okay. So I have to say something here because I'm gonna mention all the pieces that have gotten onto EQD, because we mentioned last week that some of the pieces made it onto EQD that were of our OCs. And what?
I know, right?
Like the fact that you guys made stuff so good that like EQD was like, yeah, we gotta have this. That's incredible. So this is one of the pieces. I don't think this is the first one. Was this?
No, it wasn't.
No, it was the last one. Okay, yeah. But this was one of the first. This is one of the pieces that made it onto EQD, which is just a testament to how gosh darn good this is. Because look at it.
When did you become Applejack? A little giggle. Okay, anyway, this is amazing.
Look
I love
here,
it.
Sugar Cube.
I love how he did the eyes, actually.
So much detail.
It's a lot different than the show. Because in the show, you have a gradient that goes from a darker color to a lighter color. And in this, it's kind of striped a little bit. Like, you still get it going from a dark color at the top to the light color at the bottom, but it goes in stripes. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like the way he's done the mains. The mains are really well done.
Yeah, mine's so poofy.
Mine's so poofy.
Also, guys, is my hair just really poofy, or do these people really think I have a small horn?
We'll chalk it up to both.
Like Customer, bro.
One's way bigger than that.
I mean, I'm no Alcorn, but like, spit salting.
Your ear's bigger than your horn.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Anyway.
Anyhow.
No, Late Customer has a really
PG show.
awesome art style.
Nah, I love you, man.
all of his pieces. Like, if you check out his DeviantArt gallery, it actually changes a little bit from piece to piece, but it's always really cool, really unique.
If I may be so bold, I don't want to insult Late Customer's other pieces, but I think it's really interesting that I looked through his gallery and it's like, dude, this is the best piece he had. Like he put everything. No, like I don't mean that it's in like, well, everything else is crap, but like I mean it like, holy cow, he put everything into this. Like it's spectacular. That's what I meant by that.
I mean, it made the EQD, so
Yeah,
that's awesome.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love our expressions and how Pinky Dash is like exasperated, and we're all just like shocked.
Yeah, it's great. I love Burns' like little point. He's like, guys, you see what I'm seeing? Oh my god. Apparently this is when we, I think we've done this like once or twice, but occasionally we'll be like looking through someone's gallery and like we'll just pause and there'll be like a big silence where none of us say anything because we're just looking at all the art. I think this was supposed to be us during that time. It's great. It's great.
That's great. Fantastic.
Dude, 16:9 resolution. This would be my background. Oh well.
speaking of backgrounds, this next piece is actually my current background.
Yes, this is the infamous black bars on Flutter Guy's computer.
Yep.
Debacle.
This is called CAC Hearth's Warming Eve Preparation, again by Otaku AP.
And again, it was on EQD.
Yes. So this piece shows us, well, Rainbow Plasma cutting down a Christmas tree or a Hearth's Warming Eve tree, and Burned gets trapped.
Figures
I'd like
Flutter
to
Guy
think
be
that
the
there
only
was a
one to
little
help
bit
me.
of intention there.
And once again, we get shipped.
What is it? It's so subconscious. People do it.
I know.
In this kind of situation, it's perfectly understandable, though. It's perfectly realistic. He's the only one taking time to help me in my predicament.
Burned. Apparently, according to the comments, we're both mayors.
That's great. Well, Otaku AP does everyone's main style kind of.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's very close to show style, but it's got that kind of cute look to it.
Yeah.
That's different.
it's a little bit off. Like it would be show style if it had proper outlines and stuff, but it doesn't. It looks cool.
Mm-hmm. No, I think Pinky Dash, you had a great point on this about how like he captured the personalities of us. Would you like to talk about that?
I don't remember what I said, but the fact that I think it was something like Rainbow Plasma's doing all the work, I'm just sitting there laughing at everything that's going wrong. Burn's getting in the way, and Flutter Guy's doing what he can to help. It's great.
Yeah,
It is true, yeah.
How am I in the way? I'm not in the way.
dude, we yelled timber.
You didn't yell junk. That's why you look so surprised. Like, oh crap, maybe I should have yelled timber.
I'm just trying to hold in the giggle.
It's okay, I'll help you up.
Yeah, it kind of messed
There's
your
a
eyes.
tree on your back.
You got all derp.
Yeah, someone take a picture and then we'll drive him to the hospital.
Shout out to Reddit. All right, moving on.
So anyhow,
Okay. Okay. What? Okay, shout out to Reddit. Hi guys. What?
Anyhow,
Anyways,
I love how he did snow in this piece, because you have like the snow on the ground and it's got this different shading and stuff, but then you also have the snow on the tree and you have the snow on Burn's mane and his ear and hoof and
just in general, get snowed
just
on.
in general on Burned.
Because I'm the only one who got hit by a tree covered in snow.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
again,
yes.
Otaku AP.
Why am I the butt of every joke? Dang it.
Because we love you.
Okay, this is so thank you, Otaku AP. My goodness, man, stop making. Actually, no, don't stop at all.
No, don't stop making good art. 'cause this is amazing.
Also, regardless of the resolution, the fact that it's not 16:9, can I just point out major props for making this it's 3,000 by 2,000 basically.
It's big.
I have a lot of respect for big art. I do.
Hey, if you blow it up in like full scale, you can actually see we have little fuzzy bits. Like
We have
Yeah.
our
fuzzy.
ears are fuzzy. Our ears are fuzzy.
Pink-
Backs are fuzzy. That's cool.
Yep. Pinky Dash's ear.
I have a
The
fuzzy.
amount of detail is great.
And you can see the scarves have texture to them.
Look at that.
Mhm. The amount of detail in this is astonishing, and that's why I was on QD.
Fuzzy,
Yeah,
fuzzy,
so
fuzzy,
good.
fuzzy.
Okay,
So
moving on.
Covered
Next
in a
piece.
very fine fuzz. Right, moving on.
our next piece is again by Otaku AP, and I think this is our last piece by him.
It is.
Is it?
Um,
Yes, it is.
It
yes.
is.
And it's called CAC's Morning After.
So, anyways, yes, this is the very last piece that Otaku AP sent in to us. It's called
Yes.
CAC's Morning After, and it was sent in after the deadline. But you know,
Since
That's
we had
fine.
to have a part 2.
yeah,
there's some
we made a
ridiculous
couple of
amount of arts.
exceptions.
Yeah,
Made a couple
I'm
of
going to allow
exceptions.
this.
Also, it's really awesome,
Mhm.
and I think it's really awesome for one reason, and that's because Pinky Dash is face first in a bowl of nachos.
I don't know. Flutter Guy hugging the table.
No, it's
It
cute,
is.
but I mean, dude, face
You're-
full of
you're
nachos. It's great.
This made me
Good
really
God.
want to wear a lampshade. to
And
wear.
there's one. Oh, is that a lampshade? I think it's a muffin.
It could be a giant upset muffin. It could be a
Just,
lampshade. I'm not
you
quite
just
sure.
made a giant muffin and then put it on his head.
That's just what I do. That's how you know it's a party.
Yeah,
How did you possibly think that was a muffin?
I don't know.
it could be a souffle.
It looks like a muffin. How did you get the couch? Is a better question. How did we all get the floor?
Yeah, really. He wouldn't stop talking.
I'm a picky sleeper.
I also there are a couple things in here that are spectacular coincidences because I'm sitting on a pillow, and people don't know this, but my butt gets really numb really easily. So the fact that I always have to
this is
sit
a
on
PG
pillows,
podcast. It's your flank.
I can't sit on floors because my butt gets really numb. So
How did you know?
how did you possibly know? Also, I cannot build a card, like a stack of cards, so that's a lie.
But you have like one stack of cards, and that's
Dude,
it.
I
That's
can't
as far
even
as
do
you got.
two. I can't even do 2 cards together.
That's why the 2 cards are on the ground.
I'm awful.
Someone was showing you how. Those are your 2 on the
Yeah,
ground.
it's gotta
How
be
much
it.
Funny guy
Coke
was
did we
teaching.
drink?
Funny guy was teaching me.
That's a
We
lot of
drank
Coca-Cola.
A lot of Coke.
Why are all the Coca-Colas on my side of the table?
I've got
sugar.
one, but I've got the chips. so.
So yeah, this was like the last one was to do with Christmas or Heartswarming Eve. This one had to do with New Year's. So that's really awesome.
Oh wait, this
2
is
awesome pieces
okay.
of fan art in 1 week.
I thought this was like after like recording this episode, we were gonna do this and party
Yeah.
and crash.
This
No, I think it was
this
New
can't be our office though, or a house, because there is no Xbox control lying around.
This is true.
Also, like the pieces of art hanging in the background.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they've got my birthday gift and Mount CSE.
Because that's
Yeah.
what would be hanging up if we had an apartment, is that.
Yep, we just hang stuff. Actually, you know what? You mock that, but legitimately, if we, which will never happen,
I
because
wasn't mocking,
you
I was
can't,
serious.
you can't,
Like, that's what would be hanging up is fan art.
you can't monetize pony stuff, and this will never happen. But if, say, suddenly we had 300,000 subscribers, and we could make enough money to do this as a living and move in together, I guarantee you we'd hang up fan art on our walls.
Right.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
I'd frame that junk.
I actually
We'd also-
might hang up fan art on my wall.
I would love to like order this as a poster or something.
Yeah, a couple of these.
In fact,
Yeah.
I want to get some of this fan art, like, printed and then, like, signed by the artist who did it, and actually, like, have it hanging in
Yeah.
my room. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd
We'll
be
look into that.
fantastic.
Anyways.
If
Holy
anyone's
cow,
going
we're
to-
at 56 minutes. We still got 4 pieces left.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Next
Let's move
one.
on.
Wait,
Otaku
wait,
AP.
If
Let's just have
anyone's
a
going
group-
to Everfree Northwest, then let us know and we'll print
Yes.
out pieces of art
Yeah,
so you
we'll
can
talk
sign
about
them.
that. Yeah, we'll talk about that
Yeah.
as we get closer to that because that's still half a year away. So
Yeah.
general overview. Otaku AP, dude, dude,
Bro.
Thank you so much.
Dude,
you're awesome.
Yeah.
Keep being awesome.
I got licked by a cow.
Okay, so moving on.
What a way to transfer.
This one was also sent in afterwards. It was actually sent in like 2 days ago, but it wasn't even sent in. He just made it, and this was by someone who we've known for a long time.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's sent in by Mehope, Mehoep, and he's basically a friend of like the Vector Club. Everybody knows him, and apparently he's been watching the show because he sent in this really awesome stylized vector of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's-
that BBBFS song from the season 2 finale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a cute
It's
yell.
it's fantastic.
Sorry. I didn't sleep well.
So yeah, this is another reference one. So we got Flutter Guy carrying the cage. I'm actually. This is a fun little fact, but the face that I'm making is actually a face that somebody vectored me doing the Dinkelberg face.
Yes.
Pinky
From-
Dash.
Fairly Odd Parents, by the way.
Yeah.
Go to
And,
his profile page to see that because it's in there.
Yeah.
We got Pinky Dash saying, "I got licked by a cow."
Licked by a cow.
Because that was the news of the day in one episode, apparently.
Yes.
Apparently.
Look at that face. It's like a dirt face.
And then burned. See, burned. He got burned down really well in some ways. Because he got burned down because he's rambling, and I think we can all say that that's a fair assumption. But I think saying burned would lead the way anywhere.
First off,
I don't think it's correct.
I am very awesome at outdoors, and this is so correct. Because that's why I'm rambling, is talking about our outdoors.
Look at this
Know
tree.
a
Look at
lot
this tree. Look at that
about
tree. Look at
fauna.
this tree.
And
Well,
flora.
also
Thank you very much.
there's a sign that's pointing to arts, so you would know the way to arts.
Fun fact, in Alaska, I can name almost every deciduous tree. But whatever.
That's awesome.
Sorry, you named the trees.
Can. That's why I'm rambling. But
Did you
you'd
name a
have
tree
to go on
after
a
me?
vacation with me in Alaska, where I used to live.
Did you name a tree after me?
Hey guys, let's go to Alaska.
Let's not.
It's cold there,
It's
yeah.
not.
Canada's bad enough.
Hey, let's go to the Arctic Circle, guys. It's a fun vacation.
That's where we're headed. That's why I'm rambling.
Okay.
Or actually,
Anyway.
we're apparently on our way to arts, and I'm leading you guys the way.
Anyways,
Leading the way to the journey through arts, because that's what I do.
I'd like to
college level 1 classes.
Sorry, Burn. That sounded like it was going to be a perfect transition to the next piece of art, but then you flubbed it.
Flub.
I kind of want
I can flub what I want. Thank you very much.
I kind of want to make a plug with this piece, actually, if that's okay. Because I've actually been working on making a vector program called Ponyscape.
Oh, cool.
And this piece was made using that vector program. So
I'd love to plug Ponyscape some other time when we can give it some real love.
yeah.
Also,
Maybe when it releases.
Shout-outs. Shout out to Mehope again. Same guy, this artist. Because he was actually one of the vector artists that I used to like look at his stuff and try to find stuff to critique on when I first became a vector artist in Brony. Like, his art was some of the first art I was looking at. Like, way when I was like, oh, Pony's
And this guy's been here since Vector Club Weekly, our original podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, feel free to shout out the artist we're talking about. I thought you were just taking this opportunity to be like,
Yeah.
by the way, this week
Plug stuff.
I met some random artist.
Moving right along.
I'm gonna plug her name. Anyways.
So yes, thank you, Mehope.
It's great.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Moving down to our final 2 here.
yep.
All right.
Okay, so our next piece is called Cutie Art Crusading by Assassin Monkey, who is always in the chat on the Everfree viewer, which big shout out to you because we love talking with you and this piece is amazing. Like, seriously well done. And it's great because he actually has a work in progress and a time lapse of it, so you can see how he created the entire piece.
Yeah, but both of the stuff that we love to see. Like, we love to see how stuff's made.
Fun fact, something in his work in progress, there's a step missing in between his line art and then his colored portion. He actually colors the entire thing in grayscale, which is an awesome step when you're trying to lock down the values in your piece. And if you want to learn how to do awesome, like, or basically use value correctly or learn how to do awesome landscapes like this artist does, an artist you should check out is Cosmic Unicorn. If you head over to her DeviantArt, it's just cosmicunicorn.deviantart.com. She has a lot of really awesome critiques that she's done for basically just other bronies and other people on DeviantArt. And it's really awesome to see her do that, and I hope to get her on the show one day. And maybe she can talk a little bit more about value with us here. But if you want to learn how to do basically really awesome, like, atmospheric perspective or locking values, definitely go check her out and check out some of her critiques. She actually did one on one of my pieces, one of the painting I did recently.
I was gonna ask
That's why I've been ranting so much about value, because it never really clicked for me until I saw it in my own work. So, shout out to her.
That was the big Celestia one you did, yeah?
Not the Celestia one. That was just a sketch of hers that I was doing. No, it's funny because I actually did that sketch of her piece as a master study, and then I made a painting based on Blitz Pony that she did a critique of. So, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I love this one. This is cool.
Gotta remember, this one was also on EQD.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh god, I forgot about that. There's so much art in QQD.
I think I missed that one on.
It's crazy.
It's like 3 or 4 now.
We should find these in the Draw Friends and link them because they're fantastic, and it's amazing that they got onto EQD.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What I find really interesting is this whole work in progress, and I watched the full time lapse. Yeah, and it's really neat to see how he goes from like just proportion lines to basically this full blown piece. Yeah, it's really something that you guys should check out.
More people need to do time lapses. They really do.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous how much you can learn from a time lapse. People don't. I mean, it would be better technically if there was like almost like not like a tutorial, but like a, let's draw, where it's like, you're just drawing and you're talking about what you're doing and you're having fun. It's kind of like a tutorial, but not really. Yeah. Because I feel like that would be really educational. But even looking at the processes that are done, really, really helps. Like, especially because I'm getting into more. Sorry, somebody got mad at me because I used the word traditional. It's not traditional because traditional is like painting and
drawing. Anything that's in the physical world.
Right. So would classical be a better term?
Digital.
For what kind of art?
Well, no, because digital art also means vector art.
Like the digital painting.
Okay, maybe I used digital.
Yeah, digital just refers to using a computer. Traditional just refers to using anything that's in the physical world. So crayons, pencil, painting.
Maybe I can. maybe I can use the word, digital but non-vector. I can just add that on the end.
Okay.
So I'm
digital art. Digital art encompasses everything,
Yeah.
including vectors and
right.
painting and line art and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking more into the world of digital art, but not vectors, because I know vectors.
Yeah.
Using a tablet
Right.
to make them.
Using a tablet, drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these different time lapses, again, they're not quite as good as being able to like be there with the person as they're drawing and like learn tips from them, but like these time lapses really help you get started, because it's very hard to get started with this kind of like drawing.
If you do want to learn, a lot of the big artists that we've either featured or that we've interviewed do live streams all the time, so you can also jump in on them and watch them, and a lot of them will answer your questions if you talk to them in the chat and that sort of stuff. So just jump on there, watch them. They normally announce during the journals or whatever that they're going to be doing a live stream, so it's always a good way to learn as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what the issue I have with live streams is? A lot of people don't save their recordings.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So I want to catch your live stream, I want to be there, I want to ask questions. But at the same time, sometimes you have these fantastic artists who have live streams, and then they have like 2 recorded videos, and like these 2 videos are like when they live streamed watching a television show or something. And it's like,
Yeah. But then, like, you get someone like Assassin Monkey who uploads a time lapse. I don't know if he did a live stream of this or if he just did the time lapse, but
Either way.
yeah, because definitely keep doing that, and more artists should do that, because if you want to try and teach other people how to do art, it's a really, really valuable tool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Rainbow Plasma, not to like put a plug out, but you're trying to do like a journal kind of thing as you learn.
Yeah, I feel like
Maybe.
I feel like it's hard to step into the artistic world through MLP. I feel like it's hard for someone to say, I have no artistic experience. How do I start? There's no real. I mean, there's guides for it, but there's no like pony guides for it. I've mentioned in a previous podcast, like, I don't really consider art past, ponies, because that's what interests me. So, I'd like to learn from an artist who works primarily on the show and the different styles that go into that. So, there's not really anything out there, so I'm just kind of doing this. Anyways, I don't want to plug my own thing because it's barely even started yet. But yeah, basically, it's just like it's hard to get started, and I want to change that. I want to have more resources out there for people who are starting, more live streams, more work in progresses, more time lapses, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So if you're an artist and watching this, definitely do that.
Do it.
Do it.
Absolutely.
Anyone else got anything to say about this one, Bernd? You haven't said much.
I'm hesitant to, but I kind of want to critique on, I wouldn't say it's exactly value, but it's like the separation of the foreground and the background. I guess you could chalk that up to value, because like I'm always hesitant to critique art that we do on the show because we're more like a showcase, and especially this is fan art of our show and it's done amazingly. But like when I'm looking at it, you can notice like that's definitely a waterfall, like on a cliff, like going over into like a vast valley. But I feel like the amount of value and lighting is the same on the edge of that cliff and then the stuff in the background. So there's no real separating factor from what's us and the cliff we're on, which is the foreground, and then to the background. Because there's no technical midground, I guess you'd call a waterfall that. But there's no like kind of real separation. Normally, artists will separate it with value, like making the cliff and us real dark like it is on the right-hand side, and then making stuff in the background very like opaque like it is. But I feel like the value or the valley should have like less haze, and there should be some kind of like mountain in the background that's as hazy as the background is now. But I mean, I've been looking at all the Cosmic Unicorn's critiques, and like that's this kind of stuff I've been picking up on what she's been saying. But like overall shading and coloring though, I feel is done really well, especially on the right hand side and like the rocks in front of us, and the flag too was done really awesomely.
We need a flag, by the way. For Everfree Northwest, we're gonna have a flag and capes.
I'm still making a cape. There's no doubt about it.
Bernd, I give you a lot of crap for value, but what you just said right there with the separation for foreground and background is very, very smart to say, because there is that separation on the right-hand side when you've got that darker in the foreground and lighter in the background. But then, that left side, you're right, there does kind of blend together a bit. So, maybe you aren't so full of crap. at least sometimes. At least sometimes. All right.
I try so hard.
Okay, well, anything else to say about this one apart from the fact that it's really well done?
Yeah, I really like the water. I just want to point that out.
I like the rocks.
Dude, Assassin Monkey, I'm gonna say hi to you. Apparently, I don't know who the heck you are.
Yeah, I don't know. You've been in the chat
Yeah.
like.
Say hi
often.
in the chat.
I don't know how I've missed him. I don't know how I missed him.
Yeah. So
Hopefully,
fantastic
hopefully you're
job.
there for this episode. I mean, you're on it.
Yeah, I'd love to
Yeah.
chat with you.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our final piece for the evening or morning, wherever you are in the world, is called Quest for Cutie Arts by Inohoshi to Dark Pen. And this piece is fantastic.
Dudes, have you seen this piece? Dudes, look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my current desktop wallpaper. I love this piece. I'm not sure if it's just because of Inohoshi's style, or the fact that Inohoshi is a fan of our show,
Yeah.
or the fact that Inohoshi made us something.
Yeah.
Dude.
This is a guy that we love to. Well, I think we featured his art quite a few times.
We haven't.
Her, I
We
think.
haven't.
No.
We have not
Well,
once before.
I
That
know
is
we've
what's
all
crazy.
looked at his art and seen it and want to
Yeah.
feature it
Her.
because I
Her
know
art,
he's following
Her art.
her art. Excuse me.
Her art. Okay.
No.
Still, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Pretty much everything that she's ever made is amazing, and I've kind of used one of them to make a vector of, and it was great.
It's the kind
Yeah.
of thing I was talking about before. That not only is it the quantity of what we got. We got upwards of 50 pieces, which is crazy. But also just the quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff we're showing here at the very end is just like mind blowing.
Uh-huh.
That people out there who watch the show are this good at art. I'm not saying that as a diss for people who watch the show, but I'm just saying like it's the diversity from our fans and like the talent of our fans
Yeah.
is so awesome.
And that you guys like actually watch our show. Is
Like people who
amazing.
we respect a lot actually watching our show.
It's seriously been an honor to be able to be on the show and be on this network and then be able to like interview actual artists that I hold so much respect for. And then there's actual artists making content of our show that I hold the same amount of respect for, or the same amount of like, holy crap, you're an awesome artist. So like to see that, to be able to interview people like that and be able to get content from people like that is just like, I don't wake up a day and be like, oh, this is totally normal. Every single day I'm like, holy crap, like this is my life and this is amazing. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
in constant shock that I am allowed to be honored by such awesome fans. Like
Also, we're not that smart. We're not that damn educational. So stop taking our advice because we're awful.
what I'm doing.
I don't know. I mean, we've gotten some people to get DeviantArt accounts. That
That's a
counts,
start.
right?
That's a start.
We must be doing something right if people this talented like us.
I want to say I love my wings.
Yes, your wings are amazing.
They are quite majestic. I like that term, but in this case it applies.
There's something about Inohoshi's style where I know Inohoshi to Dark Pen is a different account. I know she has many different accounts for her art, but she has this kind of style for Mares because it's different for you guys. Burned and Piggy Dash, you guys have more of a standard style, but it's almost like with Mares, she changes it to be almost like more canine. There's
Yeah,
something
it kinda
about
looks
it.
like a
Yeah,
dog.
with a lot of fan arts,
But I love it.
A lot of fan art submissions of
Yeah.
my OC, I look very like canine, very wolfy, wolf-esque.
I like it though.
But in this one, yeah. Like, and you're really fuzzy too. I think we're all a little bit fuzzy, but I think the female characters are more fuzzy. And I mean that's
Covered in
Inohoshi's
very
style
fine.
is like is fuzzy ponies,
I do
There's
love
but
fuzzies
it's
on our
very
ears.
feminine. I love the eyelashes.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah,
I'm
she does a
actually
very good one.
I'm actually super jealous of your wings because I don't have wings in this piece. You can't see them; they're too.
I think we have actually featured something from her before. That was the colorless rainbow one that I'm sure we've talked about it before.
Yeah, we talked
You
about
sure?
your piece.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
if we
Maybe,
threw it on the
maybe.
screen.
Dude, Inohoshi to Dark Pen, you are at some point getting on the show. I understand. I believe Inohoshi's from somewhere in Europe,
Hungary.
so there might be a
Yeah.
language barrier there, which I hope there isn't because I would love to have you on the show. And if at the very least, we need to keep it in the mind for the future.
She writes quite well on her DeviantArt, but I know there's like a distance in between. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
If at the very least, we've got to start looking into your gallery more for fantastic examples of pieces, because just I don't know. There are people out there who can make fantastic art pieces, and then there are people out there who can make fantastic art pieces consistently.
Yeah, like even her crossovers I'm in love with. Like she does a Princess Bubblegum and Marceline crossover with ponies. That's fantastic.
Dude, I didn't even watch like some of the stuff that she crosses over with, and I still love it.
There's an amazing crowd.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just fantastic. Definitely check out her gallery.
I think this is a really good sum up of just how taken aback we were with how fantastic all of this art was, and the fact that we couldn't shorten this to be less than an hour.
Yeah.
It should be a testament to you guys. I mean, yes, there's no spoiler cast this week because there's no new episode, but still, like the fact that like we could sit here for another year talking about how amazing you guys are and how much this has changed our view on doing the show. I know Burned in particular has seen the kind of stuff that comes out of you guys, and it kind of hits us all. It hits us all where it's like, you know, I mentioned this last episode, but we've seen the numbers a little bit, and we see comments. We talked to you guys in the chat a little bit, but it didn't hit us until this all happened. Like not only the quantity of you guys, but the quality and the just the talent you guys have. And so it's made us all want to improve the show in different ways. You know, for me, that means I want to make the show more entertaining, gather more great people.
And then for Burned, it means I want to make it more educational.
For me, it's more cuteness.
I don't know what it is for me.
Pinky Dash just wants more.
Charisma.
In general.
Charisma, clearly.
Just give me more everything.
Just more.
Pinky Dash is going to bring the charisma to the show. He's every single episode when we record, he's going to put on a hat, maybe light up a pipe.
Top hat, monocle.
And a monocle.
Yeah.
Or a monocle.
And he's going to sit there and agree with everything I say.
Yes. Oh, I don't know.
Wait, this is
You
dangerous
should just act like Sean Connery every episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to wrap up because
wait.
it's so long.
I'd like to point out my favorite thing in this piece is I think it's also Burn's favorite thing is the lighting in this piece.
Yeah.
Just because it's really well done. The way that the light from the lanterns and the light from the magic basically hits everything, and especially how it kind of hits the I don't know what you want to call it in the wall, the carving in the wall. It just makes everything pop out.
I was commenting on the last piece about there's a separation between like back or foreground, background. The lighting in this really helps to create that separation of foreground, background. So like you can see me being the darkest, and so you can definitely tell I'm in the foreground in front of everything, in front of Pinky Dash, and then how Flutter Guy and Pinky Dash are lit up, and they have that lighting done all really well on his feathers and his arms, and then the light actually wraps around and hits the top of your head, Flutter Guy. And then Rainbow Plasma off to the side, and you can see like his right or left hand side is kind of dark, and it separates him from Flutter Guy, and then it has the lamp in front of him. And there's so many like aspects of lighting in this piece hitting different characters, yet it's all still done well enough to where you can see where everyone is in the space in between us.
Yeah.
So great job on that.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Also, I really like the way that he did or she did Rainbow Plasma's mane and tail.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. It's not like that hyper realistic like you've seen in some of the other ones, like that the art flower one where it's all individual strands. It looks like it would in the show, like it's all one block. But the way that she's used the lighting and the reflections, it looks like individual strands.
It has like that yellow glow on it, like his magic's like glowing on his tail. Like I keep talking about my hair in this episode, but I think Rainbow Plasma's hair is the most fantastic in this piece.
Yeah,
it's probably why I like it the most, because I'm the most like I'm not front and center, but I'm the most completed one here, so it's like me.
Yep.
Yay.
Yes.
But my wings are the best. So yeah.
Like you don't have the wings, but your hair makes up for it.
Yeah.
You're all jealous of my wings.
It's all right. He drew an adequately sized horn, so it's
the reason why this is the best. Take note, future artists.
And on that questionable joke,
Yeah, all right.
we're gonna have to wrap this up. We've already said all we could possibly say to thank you guys for all this different stuff. We're not going to feature future fan art unless we have a future fan art episode, which depending on how many you get, we might have to do.
But we're not going to be asking for it again. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think if we ever do another fan art episode, like just stuff we get without asking, and we get enough of it, we'll definitely have an episode where it's like feature everything that we've received again. But we won't be asking for as much content.
Yeah, maybe in half a year from now.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Edgar.
Like, we want to find a way to feature more art from our fans, but we don't know how we're going to do that yet.
Yeah, you know, I think we're going to try to mention this after we're done the spoiler cast, which I thought would be in a couple of weeks, but apparently they're taking a 2-week break from ponies, so our spoiler cast is going to go on for extra weeks.
I think we're going crazy.
I don't know how bronies will survive.
I won't survive. But yeah, so we're definitely looking to ways that we can get you guys on the show more often, so that doesn't involve fan art, because let's face it, these 2 episodes have been fairly narcissistic.
Fantastic.
I mean, we're admitting it.
I like to call it fantastically narcissistic. But
yeah.
See what you did there.
I mean, to be fair, we are featuring artists who are fantastic at what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole subject is us, so yeah. But you know.
But you know, the artists themselves are what
like,
make it.
It's the subject matter in the art is us, but the subject of these episodes has been the artists. It has been what they've created, you know.
And you guys have to go check out these artists. This is the one request from us. You know, you watch the show, and some people have asked, like, hey, what can I do? Like, can I help out? Or can I do? Some people have sent us in music, like Percussion Brony. You want to help us out right now? You will help us out if you go and check out these artists, because these artists have done more than enough to deserve some of the, you know, it's more than enough to deserve your attention, because these guys are just amazing.
Honestly, like, it still feels like a dream, because just like all this fan art it's ridiculous.
And again, we're not even that good. What's wrong with you guys? Oh, man. Vern's the smartest one here.
Oh, thank you.
He's also the most manly looking.
Oh, there we go.
I think Dusty's gonna have some issues with you.
Oh. I don't want to be on the wrong side of his mustache.
Someone draw it now.
All right, so I hate to be the spoil sport, but we literally, like, holy cow, guys. This is the longest episode we've ever physically made without a spoiler cast. So, yeah.
One last thing I wanted to ask before we wrap up is I wanted you to restate what you were saying earlier about what you thought was the best foundation in art.
So, we mentioned earlier that I thought the most important thing, to me, can I point that? To me, the most important thing was the line art, and that without solid line art, then I think without solid line art, you're still fine, and you can absolutely do a piece without it, but I think personally it's the most important.
I definitely see where you're coming from, and I can definitely agree with that for the most part, because I've been trying to look at, like, art pieces and find a way to disagree, but I find it's very aptly based. And because, like, normally times, especially in pony art, like, when we look at the art piece, we always look at the line art, and, like, I'm a huge fan of sketches, so it's really hard for me to say that it's not, because I love sketches, and all that is line art. But I feel there's so much more to art and, like, the world of art as a whole, to where every single piece is evenly valued, or holds some kind of, like, even value to make up a whole and complete art piece, especially looking at more traditional and classic forms of art, where it's like there's a lot of art where the line art holds no value to it, where it's all just the color, or it's all just the value, or it's all just the context or subject matter, to where, like, the line art to it isn't the big deal for it. Like in pony art, it really is for a lot of things, but for art as a whole, I feel it holds an even value to everything.
Perhaps I should rephrase it a bit. I think line art is the most important when you're looking at the progress of how art is made. I think the finished product, there are many finished products out there in which line art is not even a part of it. You know, there are some pieces that don't even have line art in the finished product. And I think it's true. And I think my point of view is also biased because, like I said before, you know, I only look at pony art. I don't really care about pony art, and I'm only trying to talk.
Well, some
about
of the
pony
things
art.
that I try to take in context is, like, when you're looking at line art, is like, what about, like, the composition? Like, you can have awesome line art, but if the composition is awkward, then you're gonna have an overall awkward line art piece. You know
and
what
I
mean?
think the difference is you're talking about when you're viewing the art, and I'm talking about when you're making it. and because I'm coming from the perspective where, like I said, you know, I'm learning how to do this stuff, and without solid line art, you don't have the foundations. You know, you can learn shading, you can do all these different things, but unless you have that line art down, it's going to be hard for you to make a good
That's
piece.
where I keep wanting to like argue though, because it's like it's so hard to make perfect line art without like having a really good undersketch. So it's like being a good sketch artist is sometimes the key to having good line art. I don't know.
And it's also something to be said that you can have the best line art in the world and they can still look like crap. But the second you start shading and the second you start, you know, coloring it in and doing all these different things, all of a sudden it starts to come together a bit.
But I think you have to have at least some sort of vision when you're first starting out the piece, because when you lay out the different parts, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect the first time around, because if you look back at the second to last piece that we showed, in his work in progress, like he changed the piece as he was going through. But you kind of have to have some sort of positioning of all the different components of your piece before you start.
Like, I definitely find it's very important, especially when you're looking at it as a sketch tone, or like as the basis for any art piece. It's definitely one of the most important parts, because but like I chalk it up to just the sketch or like the method. So not quite line art as a subject, but like the step-by-step process you take to find your like finished value. Because like in painting, like when you're talking about traditional painting, I personally feel that value is the most important piece, and I was actually just convinced of that by Cosmic Unicorn, because of how she went in and showing all the value. Because like your sketch and line art could be crap, but like when she talked about value and color, like blew my mind.
Right, and I think again this is where we're having the difference between just like the quantities of things too, because value can be a very subtle thing that can have a big impact in the finished product. Whereas I feel like maybe line art to me is the biggest part of something during the progress. Whereas you know, it's the biggest part of it. So value can be a very small part, but can have a big impact. If you see what I'm trying to get at. When you're thinking about the progress of it, line art itself to me has the biggest. Anyways,
that makes.
I think not only can we disagree on it, but I think it's fine.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And like I'm not educated in art, so this is all the opinions that I have. Personally, my opinion, and I know this differs from you, but personally, my opinion is there's no one way to do art. There's absolutely no one basis for it, and I know you kind of disagree with that.
I don't disagree with that. I perfectly agree with that. I think that is completely correct.
Okay, but I just there are
saying
rules.
That there's only one way to do art, or there's one most important thing in art, is what I disagree with. Because like we agreed in a previous episode, there's no absolute to art. You cannot say in art like this is the way and this is correct and this is how you should do, because Picasso would just flip you a bird.
Well, if we want to get into Picasso, then throw the line art out the window and yeah, we're educational.
Yay!
Yeah, we thought we'd throw this in at the end just because. Hey, we've already been going on for a long time, anyways. So forget
Why
it.
the heck?
People miss the burned rambles.
Yeah,
dudes.
Yeah, that's true.
Dudes, we had to make up for a missed spoiler cast. You know what? Every once in a while, we do not have a lot of opportunities to just sit down and talk about crap for an hour and a half. So this is what this episode is. You know what? It doesn't have to be professional. We're not going to send this out to freaking, YouTube producers and be like, this is our best work. We just want to sit down and chat. So,
Wait, we're not doing that?
I've already started.
We're sending this to Everfree Network, and they're like, seems good.
So it's okay. Half of them don't watch it anyway, so yes, we can do whatever we want.
It's not even gonna be ponies. We're just gonna have random stuff. It's like the Burned and Pinky Dash show.
Yay!
And on that note, third time's the charm. Trying to wrap this thing up.
All right.
So third time's the charm. We're not gonna do plugs this week. Thank you guys for sending in all the art. If you want us to do something, please email us with suggestions or whatever. We're after these pieces of fan art, we're so much more connected with our fans, and we want to be more connected with our fans.
Yep.
So look out for not only communicate with us more. We'd love to hear.
We want to know you. We want to smell you.
We do.
In contrary to our last two themes, the show isn't so much about us, where it's about you.
It absolutely isn't. So
we want to smell
not only.
Okay, that's getting weird.
Right.
Not only do we not want to do that, but we're also planning on having something where we're going to involve our fans quite a bit.
But we'll talk
Yes.
about that later once we finalize details.
After the spoiler cast is over. So look forward to that.
Hooray!
Someone else want to wrap up? Because I've been talking for way too much.
Winter wrap up. Twilight wants to help.
All right, now we're just rambling. Sure. Okay.
That's it. Show's over. Bye.
So, well, our theme for next week, since Bernd loves to talk about value, I figure that we should probably let him have his fun.
Yes.
And we'll do a theme of value for next
Can we
week.
make it? Can we have a deal, Burned?
Okay, I'm listening.
So the deal is, if we have value next week, you feel free to bring it up again. But you're not. If you're allowed to ramble next week on value, you are not allowed to ramble in any other episode about value. You can bring it up.
Nope, can't agree to that. That's too bad.
Hey,
So-
Yeah, let's
so
have a
next-
deal.
hey.
So next
Rainbow
next
Plasma.
week we're going to be holding our auditions for the
Rainbow Plasma.
fourth Cutie Art Crusaders member.
I won't be here next week, so Burn has to talk for 2 people.
Yes. Yes.
Fair enough.
No,
Fair enough.
I can't agree to that because in every episode we've done something educational, whether it's lighting or atmospheric perspective. We always try to keep bringing it back in like future episodes where it's like, in our past episode we talked about this and this piece does it really well. But if you want to hear more about that, go watch that episode.
Dude, I know you're going to ramble. Just agree to this statement and make me happy.
Never. Never.
Oh, well. It was worth a shot.
And on that note, we're finally going to wrap up.
Fourth
So-
time's the charm.
This has been the Cutie Art Crusaders fan art episode 2. Thank you again to all the amazing artists who sent in their work. It is
For the
fantastic
1000th
and
time, we
phenomenal.
can't thank you enough.
If anybody's still reading this, can you please put in some sort of comment just the word value in all caps?
We love you guys.
Because
Seriously.
none of you should be listening this far. None of you should.
Now we're just being silly. So
Alright.
we'll see you guys next week.
My name is Rainbow Plasma.
I'm Bird01.
I'm Flutterguy317.
And I'm tired.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.